What's good, fam? Welcome to episode 0 of the Subs Over Dubs podcast, where we talk about anime, self-improvement, amongst other things. I'm here with my co-host, Rebel. My name is Vision. And let's just let the people know who we are. I guess we could start off with how we met.
How we met, we're talking, 2016? Started
Sounds
working
right.
for Samsung together. Quickly just allowed me to be in his friend group, was pretty cool. Didn't really know anybody, kind of kept to myself, so that was pretty cool. We went to T-Bone Tom's. He was like, yo, man, just come through and meet all the people that work with us and things like that. It was a cool way for me to be able to meet coworkers and things like that, and kind of just built that friendship that lasted 7-8 years we're on already, something like that. Unless my math is wrong. My math's probably wrong.
Yeah, your math.
It's like 5. No, it is like 6 years.
It's
2016, we were 22, about to be 23. That's like 6 years.
7's kind of a stretch, but yeah, we're working our way there. But yeah, we have known each other for a while now, and it's kind of funny. We've always talked about anime for the most part, and kind of led us down this road to have these discussions on an open forum platform. And
Let's not be professional and call it what it is. We've debated animes, subs, dubs over years. So, we can call them discussions, but let's call it what it is. We have heated debates. I think just because we're so passionate about it, and what better way to let other people see, where we're thinking and what we have on our minds than just throwing it out on the internet. So.
No, you're right. I don't know if it's a debate though. We already know what it is. It's subs over dubs for a reason, man.
Most of the time.
It's like 9.8 out of 10 times you're watching this.
We'll let the viewers decide that. Go ahead.
Hey, man, how you going to build your Sharingan up if you ain't reading, dog? So, moving forward, kind of speak on what's your first interaction with anime? Like, what's the first anime that you watched not knowing it was anime?
I think I can't picture just one in my head. I think a lot of it started with Toonami. Toonami held me down.
Shout out to Tom.
Yeah, shout out to Tom, because, after 7 p.m., I'm watching these shows, and, I'm infatuated with the action, the imagery, just the character development. In my mind, I'm thinking I'm 12 years old, 11 years old. I'm thinking it's cartoons, right? But, then people are like, oh, no, you're watching anime, but just in dub, And I think that's why dub kind of has that little piece in my heart, because it did start that way. It started with dub anime. It started with Zatch Bell and, Inuyasha and things like that. So I think once I figured out what that was, that's kind of what made me want to be like, well, what's the original sound like? What does this go on? But yeah, Toonami definitely held me down. And then obviously you start growing up with Naruto, and that plays a big part in a lot of people's lives just because it's been around so long. So it's probably what I have to go with. What about you?
You know what? That's pretty funny. I never even thought about that. The first anime I watched was actually dubbed. I don't remember the name. It's like AA something. But anyways, one of the first ones I do remember watching was Dragon Ball Z. I'm pretty sure it was Z when I was little. It's cable television. Came across it, and I was like, oh man, what is this? Like super strong guys. They're like powering up. They're using like ability. Like basically, in my eyes, they're throwing fireballs. So it's like, man, this is cool, but I didn't know what it was. I just, a little kid. I just know now, looking back, that the orange jumpsuit, the hair.
They had the drip.
I seen the drip, and I remember the drip for a reason. It's a legendary show in its own right. But yeah, man, that's kind of like my first. I don't pause taste with
Hey yo.
with anime without even knowing it, and it was dubbed. So that's the funny thing. I didn't even think about that till now. But yeah. So knowing that, what's the first subbed anime you watched?
I hate to say it because it's such a generic answer, but it has to be Naruto. Like I was running it up, and I was watching dub, and then I got to a point where, sub is always further along than the dub, and I just needed to know what happened. I got so far, so what I did was, instead of just switching automatically, I was like, my brain's not gonna let me just switch from one language to another. I restarted Naruto from the beginning. So I think it was maybe like they had just started in dub. They had just started Shippuden.
Mm-hmm.
So then I went back and rewatched all of Naruto in sub, and then kind of got to where I was, and then finished the series out. So I hate to say it, it's one of those generic answers. Nothing crazy, nothing, but that is the truth. Naruto been holding me down.
Hey man, Naruto's hold it down we all grew up with Naruto. It's our ninja way, you know what I'm
Believe
saying?
it.
Believe it. But yeah, I mean, even for myself, Naruto, I remember watching Naruto on Toonami. What got played a lot that I remember was the tuning exams and just seeing that whole bit. And then I remember watching it on TV or on my computer. I'm catching up on the episodes. And then I come across the next episode. I don't remember where exactly, but it was the next episode. And I was like, what? And then I look and it's like almost 100 episodes. I'm like, how? This like the new episode doesn't come out until I believe on Friday. That's what the new episodes aired on Toonami. But it was the Japanese versions. And ever since then, I haven't looked back. It's been subbed ever since. And to be honest, in the beginning, I didn't like it. Like most people, didn't like reading because I was like, I'd miss stuff. So you're constantly looking down, looking up. But once you train your Sharingan, you're able to just look at the image, read the words, and it's natural now. I don't miss anything.
Yeah, I agree with you in that sense that, like, to me, and a lot of times, the way that I think art is supposed to be put out there is how you're supposed to perceive it. But you got to admit that dub is kind of that introductory, for people who are thinking about it, wanting to try a little bit of it. You're not just going to put them on sub, like, off the bat,
Listen.
You started dub, I started dub. That's the way that it goes, and I think it's just especially for, like, America, like a lot of where it's popular at right now, where it's gotten westernized. You got to start on dub.
Listen.
My wife started dub, and she was like, just recently we were watching Naruto, and she was like, put an episode on sub, right? Because it piques her interest because she sees me watching all these animes in a different language. But she's seen enough animes to be like, okay, well, now it's starting to pique my interest. So to me, it's kind of like one of those buffers, or if you really want to get into anime,
it's the gateway to anime now.
Exactly.
It's a gateway. Listen, if you want to get into anime, if you're not already into anime, be a man or be a woman. Be the woman or the man watching sub. Trust me, you will listen. The voices, the voice actors. No disrespect to those English voice actors, but some of y'all, whoever cast y'all to be in the roles, not it, man. This is not for kids, not necessarily for kids. It's supposed to be for young adults, and they are ODing with some of these voice actors in dubbed.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
I don't even remember it that much, and that's
English
one
dub.
of the.
I haven't even seen it in sub. It was so good in dub. I'm like, this is a masterpiece. I'm leaving it alone. Samurai Champloo. Dub was not bad by any means.
So there's a few dubs that I'll say that is passable. That's one. Samurai Champloo is one of them. I would probably throw in. I want to say Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
solid voice acting, and there's one more that's not that bad.
You have to understand, anything with Christopher Sabat, shout out Piccolo, it's gonna be a good anime. If he's in it, he carries a lot of that weight for dub actors, in my opinion. And like, he's in Black Clover, right? Captain Yami. You're telling me that Piccolo, Vegeta's voice actor, isn't gonna hold down? It makes it a lot more interesting. Yes, there are some dub actors where you're like, man, you're kind of just ruining this for me, but I don't think it's all bad, and that's just my opinion. I do watch some animes in dub that I haven't seen in sub. I get a lot of crap for it, bro.
Hey, listen, again, in the title, subs over dubs for a reason.
But that's by no means that doesn't mean that I'm not into sub. Like, the majority of my anime is in sub. I just got to give respect where respect is due. If a voice actor holds it down and they just so happen to be a dub actor, I'm gonna give them their kudos. And if it's a sub actor, I'm gonna give them, their kudos as well. And that's just, I'm very unbiased, unlike my co-hosts over here.
Listen, I'll give you a little credit. You at least know the voice actors' names. I, on the other hand, know the voice actors' names by other roles they've voice acted. They'd be like, oh, is that Subaru over here?
Yeah, I'll be doing that too. My wife gets so annoyed. It's fun to me. I'm like, oh, he was in this anime and did this, right? Remember, honey? And she's just like, yeah, bro, I remember. Can we just watch it on pause it? But no, that's exciting too. But yeah.
Well, moving on. People are gonna want to know what's your top. Let's go top 5. No
top
order.
5 ever
no
or
order.
top 5 like current?
Personal. Your personal top 5.
At
No
the
order.
No order. Okay. That's tough. Okay, so no order, top 5. Naruto, obviously got to hold you down. Yu Yu Hakusho.
A lot of anime out there.
Black Clover.
Top 5. It's a solid though.
Demon Slayer. It's pretty
Okay.
good, Demon Slayer. My 5th one, One Piece. It's One Piece,
not
right?
the mid piece.
It's
Jesus
One
Christ.
Piece.
Throw the
One
list
Piece
away,
is
guys.
real.
Throw it away, man. Sorry you guys had to hear that and witness that. My apologies. Won't happen
A
on
lot
my
more
top
people are
5.
gonna agree with me than they're gonna agree with you. Go ahead.
Listen,
Give me your top 5 right now. No order.
Listen, y'all let me know when y'all cross the grand line or whatever it's called. I think y'all still working on that.
We got 5 more years.
Let's see. I'm gonna say ReZero.
That's
a tough answer.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Hunter x Hunter or Hunter for some of you other people. I like saying the X for some reason. Attack on Titan. I'm probably go Naruto. I'm on 4, right?
Yes, sir.
I'm forgetting something off the top of my head, but I'll go with something you can't lose. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That's a really good one to round out my top 5. I'm missing something. I'm gonna rewatch this and be like, damn. But for right now, that'll hold my top 5.
You can't go wrong with them though. They're at least solid.
Yeah. They're leaps and bounds over one.
I'm upset that I forgot about ReZero. ReZero's one thing that really bothered me though is you introduced me to ReZero in what, 2016, 2017 when we met?
Nah, I want to say it's a little bit after that. I don't even think it came out until 2000, maybe 2017. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. But you put me on, fell in love with the show immediately, and then I was like, all right, well, when's the next season? Oh, that's it. Like, there's no rumors, no news of anything. And it took another 3 years to get like a season 2.
It took a while.
That sucked. I was really luckily I was excited that it came back, but man, what I was feeling there, I was like, man, this guy's in hell right now, and wanting to see more of that. I think that's one of those problems that, like when you have like the background stuff with studios and animations and things like that and rights, you're like, man, just give the fans what they want, and that was one that hurt me a little bit.
You know what? This came to my mind. You bringing that up, man. Some of you guys are very lucky watching anime these days. If you're just now getting anime, you get to watch so many good shows and just straight binge. There was a time, Attack on Titan, I think after the first season, I want to say it took a little bit over 3 years before the next season dropped.
Yeah.
And you get to just binge watch, I think 4 or 5 seasons worth of content.
Almost the whole thing, yeah.
And we had to think about it, like
we had to grind out.
I am a week-to-week anime watcher for the most part. The only things I don't watch and let it like stack up is maybe like mid-piece if I get bored enough to watch it. I haven't touched Boruto in a while. That's something I let build up and kind of ran through. But yeah, man, some of you guys are very, very lucky that to be able to just step into the anime world and just breathe the content and just
see that
run it
being a weekly anime watcher is tough for me. I'm like, I did it when I was younger. You got Netflix, Crunchyroll, Funimation. You have all these apps, and I'm like, I don't want to wait. I don't want to just keep watching them week after week. So you have like season 4 of Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? I'm like, I'm just gonna let it play till the whole season's out, and I'm just gonna binge. I'm just a binge person. I hate waiting week by week. It's just,
I understand.
What if it's a mid episode? And you're like, man, I waited 7 whole days for this.
I mean, you literally watch mid-piece. I don't know how
y'all
you
can go
have
ahead
the
and
discussion.
y'all can go ahead and attack this guy in the comments if we have any fans.
Come on, man.
That's up for debate.
Look,
That's
me
up for debate.
and you both know. It's not it, man. Do better. Be better.
This guy's, you're uncultured. It's crazy.
You know something? I'm actually very surprised with your top 5 list. There's something you didn't mention that I thought you would have put on there. I thought you could put Slime on there, to be honest.
Slime right now is an amazing anime, and it's teetering in that top 5. But I need to see a little bit more. A lot of those animes that I've chosen, they've had 3, 4, 5, 6 seasons, so I'm able to get a complete story out of them for the most part. Like Black Clover has, I think, 1 more arc and we're done. I need to see a little bit more Slime, but it is goated right now. And again, we're going through those issues of we're waiting so long for these next seasons, and it's kind of just the hype in my mind is starting to go down because I'm like, man, like I'm trying to ride the wave, and we have to wait till 2023. I want to say they are giving us a movie though. They are giving us a movie from what I hear.
You're getting something. At least you're getting something. Hunter is on the infinite hiatus. Hopefully, I can see it animated more before I pass later on in life. But yeah, I see some of you guys are lucky. You don't know these problems yet. But that's crazy. Another thing that came to my mind is I think I want to change one out of my top 5. It came to me while I was thinking. We were talking about.
We're gonna retcon. All right, let's go.
Hey. So instead of Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, solid, super good anime. If you guys want a gateway anime, that's one of the gateway animes. It's really good all around. I mentioned this to you. I don't know if you watched it, but Mushoku Tensei.
No? Never seen it.
The ones who watch this, you know what it is.
Give me a scale of 1 out of 10. Rate it for me. Overall anime, the whole
like story, character
development,
art
everything.
Style and everything. Definitely not perfect. It's at least an 8 out of 10.
It's worth a shot. I'll check it out for an 8. I've seen worse animes for no reason.
Hey, listen, this guy is new to the game. I put him on Konosuba. And
Konosuba.
He was looking at me strange. While he gets, it's okay, but hey, he's
fan
cultured
service
now.
is crazy.
Hey, man.
It's them isekais, bro.
Hey,
what's wild is like you get an isekai every here and there. Now they're just spamming isekai animes.
I think was it Mushoku Tensei? It's either Mushoku Tensei or Slime was one of the first. I think Slime was one of the first isekais.
Really, I didn't know that.
Yep. I think one of the biggest ones that blew. Someone's gonna know an older one. There's an old school one too, that's isekai. But one of the newer ones that kind of started the trend is was it Sword Art Online? I think that's one of the first bigger ones that kind of gained popularity. But there's one before that. But yeah, it kind of started the trend because after Sword Art Online, honestly, that first season, that's almost top 5 worthy. It was a really good series.
Sword Art is definitely in my top 10 for sure.
It's just, yeah, when you get to those fairies and stuff, I think season 2 and then Gun Gale, it was okay. It gets a little falls hard, probably. Really.
They make up for it with Alicization, though.
Alicization.
Yeah. See, my English
is
bad. My
fault. You see all of it?
Nah. What is it? The second part of that?
So there's 2 parts. There's Alicization, or however we say it, and then War of the Underworld.
That's the one that I haven't seen.
That's the tough.
I heard that one was
that's super
OP.
tough because it's like the sounds like super. How to explain this? It's super, not necessarily vibrant, but it fits and it's well fleshed out. Put it like that.
Interesting. I'm gonna have to check it out.
It sounds like
that's gonna be homework.
Attacks.
That's gonna be homework for the next podcast.
You gotta
give it a review
for sure. But yeah, other than that, top 5 solidified. I don't know about over there with the mid. Kind of threw me off with the mid piece. Oh, Black Clover. I did not see Black Clover being in your top 5.
Black Clover is something to me, and I'm gonna get a lot of hate for this. I already know it, but I've only seen Black Clover in dub, and I got hooked right away. At first, I did feel like it was like everybody else. It was one of those Naruto wannabe. I'm gonna be a wizard, like Wizard King, things like that. Power of friendship. But I think somewhere along the middle of the anime, it really starts forming shape into its own.
You want to know when? When he stopped screaming on every episode.
That's my favorite. In English, that's my favorite part. It's funny to me. I love it. Like I'm just here hollering, bro. And I don't know. I think that I think one of the reasons why I like it is, again, back to that, how many dub actors are willing to take a role like that, where you're just screaming and being obnoxious. And who?
Brawley.
But
man,
that man got paid though.
just a scream.
That man got paid though, and that's the difference though. Like you're signing on to play a character who's already popular in a franchise that's already popular. When you're talking Black Clover in the anime, at least for me, I'm not a manga reader, so I was like, what is this Black Clover thing, right? But I think Asa's characters, his voice actor is A1. Captain Yami obviously is A1 with Piccolo's voice actor. So if nothing else, if I had to give you one recommendation in dub to change your mind, Black Clover would be the one.
Oh man, see,
That's your homework for next week.
We are gonna upload a short. I'm thinking of the moment when Yami is doing the Yami Maho. I don't know how to say the rest of the ability, but basically he slices through the girl's vines and attacks Lick.
Oh, he does the Dark Dimension Slash?
Yes, I think so. Through the rose. I know instinctively in my head how that sounds, how that looked. That I was watching it live. That shit was fire.
All right, so if we can get around these copyrights next week, we're gonna put them side by side, and I want to hear it.
We can do it because it's like a 5-10 second clip.
I'm down for that.
I'm 100% putting that up on
We're gonna let the battle of the
and you guys let us know in the comments what you think, because I already know without
Prove
even
this
hearing
guy
it.
wrong.
It's
Dub
not
actors
better.
are not bad. They're not bad.
Oh, they're not bad. They're just not better than the sub versions.
I have a couple of Black Clover clips for you too, so maybe we'll do a whole little thing
Montage, of course.
We're
100%. Listen, guys, down the line, we are definitely in the name. We're gonna be comparing sub and dub versions of all the animes in some form or fashion. Whether it's gonna be YouTube Shorts, we're gonna go on like a whole series review of just looking at the series in a whole. How does a sub version versus a dub version play out, and like how we feel like the characters are fleshed out or what they're trying to say, how it's properly articulated, and then the voice actors themselves. Because trust me, there's plenty of them that sound absolutely terrible when it comes to dub version. Now, there's one person on the top of my mind that I will give you that the sub version it takes getting used to.
Dragon Ball Z.
It's fucking Goku.
Goku. Well, Goku's iconic. Like I remember when they were talking about his first transformation to Super Saiyan 3. He went so hard. I want to say it was either Super Saiyan 3 or when he went Super Saiyan God for the first time. He was going hard. So this man ended up passing out in the booth, like in the recording
For subbed
booth.
or dubbed?
For the dub actor.
Okay, but
yeah, he was just powering up, bro, and they're like, "You good?" And
he powered up and powered out.
He was out for the count, but nah, like for sure, I think I could never watch Dragon Ball Z.
That is definitely a tough
that's
feel.
just like when you think of Vegeta and you think of like his pride and the way he speaks and like the sub just doesn't do it for me. I don't think it's bad by any means, but the same way you feel about dub, but that's not my Vegeta. That's not my Goku.
It's not my.
That's not my Goku.
This guy. Well, it's not my anime. How about that?
Wild.
Hey, that's what we do it, all right? We keep it 100% over 9,000.
That's actually you know what? Never mind. Go ahead.
Hey,
I'm not gonna put you on right now. That was actually a wrong translation in the dub.
what was it supposed to be?
8,000. So in Japanese, I want to say they can correct me and they can flame me in the comments, but I'm pretty sure in the Japanese he said that it was over 8,000. But then when they did the dub, it was over 9,000. It was like a mistake. And you're quoting dub anime. I like that. See how this podcast is changing people's minds already?
Listen,
it weren't episode 0. This isn't even the real podcast yet.
I never went back and watched Dragon Ball Z in sub. I started watching sub Dragon Ball Z when I was deep in anime, and that's when Super came out.
I apologize for you watching sub anime Dragon Ball Z. Go ahead.
Listen, not gonna lie, the Goku learning curve or acceptance curve, whatever we want to call it, is a tough one. Getting used to that. Her voice, I'm pretty sure it's a female voice actress for Goku. And then, to be honest, I don't know if you know this, a lot of popular characters are voice acted by women. Even dubbed. You know one that you've watched that the main character in the show is
Naruto and Luffy are both. I don't know that's who you're speaking.
For dubbed?
For dub.
I did not know about Naruto. I knew Luffy was. But an older one. You've watched it.
Who is it?
Pokemon. It's Ash.
Oh, I think I do remember seeing something about that, especially not too long ago. That was weird to me. I was like,
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I think they do tap a lot of like women for kids and younger boys. Pause. Sounds weird. Yo.
I might just leave him on blast. We're gonna tag his IG. Let him know how you feel about those comments. But yeah, man. Just to close it out, I think this podcast, this channel, this series is gonna be us talking about anime, talking about self-improvement, and comparing everything anime when it comes to subbed and dubbed. I don't think people really realize how vastly different the two can be, and how small just pronunciations of, you know, different things and words can portray an anime, make it feel totally different. Again,
sure.
There's going to be some TikTok shorts or YouTube shorts that we're going to put out to do some comparisons to show you guys what I mean, but it just gives a whole nother aura, and a lot of times for me personally just makes it feel that much critical. So like, I'm curious to see the Yami situation where he's using his dark dimension slash, because I know in the
I mean, I see what you mean. Like,
tight.
Sometimes the way that you say something can be like, it could change the narrative of the story. Like, oh, you know, he was really upset this way, but if it's not portrayed that way, you're not buying into that.
And a lot of those dub English voice actors don't hit those notes properly.
All right, y'all, let's flame them in the comments.
Power of friendship.
And just for the record, this isn't going to be one of those podcasts where he's the sub guy and I'm the dub guy. Because
100%.
I do watch a lot
D
of
dub
sub
guys
anime.
over there. We're gonna put a D above his head at some point in the video.
All I'm saying is I'm unbiased and I like to play the devil's advocate, you know. But I'm not that guy that's like, man, that's Marco, man. That man's just watching dub anime. Like,
listen, I will admit I don't watch dub anime that often because most times it's a waste of time. But for the sake of this podcast and
Roast
me being unbiased going forward, I will watch the dub versions just to give you the comparison.
Episode 0 doesn't count, huh? Just going forward. Episode 1.
We'll see. I'm thinking more so when it comes to the anime reviews in general. I think I'm going to be biased at heart because there's no way. All right, think about this. How can someone else typically portray the story better than the person who put it out to begin with? What I mean by that is, it's a Japanese culture. It's intended to be this way, but it's being converted to bring in the English
You
audience.
ready for the answer?
What is that?
Then explain to me how UK actors are the ones playing Americans more than actual Americans in 90%
Dub?
of our movies. No, I'm talking about just in regular movie theaters. Spider-Man. In my mind, Spider-Man is an American.
You talking about the
superhero.
actor?
Yeah. So it's the thing is, when you're acting, you're portraying a certain character. So just because it wasn't for you doesn't mean, you know, like it wasn't written for you doesn't mean you can't tap into that character.
I think
Tom Holland is Spider-Man and he's British.
I understand what you're saying, but to me, that analogy doesn't fit for the reason being it's Japanese produced for Japanese people, right? Spider-Man is produced for Americans. Now, I understand you're saying Tom Holland's from the UK, but as an actor, I mean, think about this. Like, yes, it's different, but when it just comes from outside of the accent, right? There's not a huge divide between US and UK.
It's still a big,
compared
it's still
to
a big cultural difference. It may be like
they don't even
not as big as Japan.
They speak the same language.
Kind of.
They speak
but the
English.
cultures, the traditions, everything's different. So in that aspect, it's the same.
This is coming from the unbiased guy with the mid piece.
I'm playing devil's advocate.
We're going
here.
from US to UK. They both speak the English language. I'm comparing Japanese to English language.
How can a guy named Vision be so blind? I don't understand.
Hey man, please, someone wake
Let's
this
leave it
man
in the
up
comments.
in the comments.
Let's leave it in the comments right now.
I know someone's got a brain cell.
I don't care if we get 20 views. I just need y'all 20 to put in the comments and just help us out.
Hey man, please let this guy know he's tripping. He's big tripping. But yeah, guys, I think that's gonna be it for this episode 0. Look forward to the content we plan on putting out for you guys. Let us know some of the animes you want us to review when it comes to comparing the subbed and dubbed versions. We have kind of a playlist on the top of our heads. Typically, we'll be talking about ongoing anime. We've both been watching Chainsaw Man. Shout out to Pachita. You know, a lot of different shows going on right now, and we're just gonna stay in the loop, keep you guys hopefully entertained with our little banner, and let you know what the real is.
We'll do that fake stuff. It's the real around here. Like John says, show me the real. Shout out John Rayner.
Shout out to John. So again, guys, thanks for hanging out. This is Rebel. I'm Vision. Let us know in the comments. Is it subs or is it dubs? Till next time. Live.
What up, world? It's Young Rebel here with my man Vision. All right, let's do it. I'm ready.